Hey, have you guys ever been interested in interacting with Washington fans all across the world? Well, if you said yes, now I'm giving you guys the opportunity to do so. By using my Flick group chat code, you guys can interact with Washington football fans from all across the world, and we could talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Oh yeah, you guys can interact with me too. So go use the code down below in the description and join my group chat so we can talk about the Washington football team. We can yell at them, we can rejoice, we can be happy whenever they do something good, but I know it's going to be a lot of yelling and I'm all for it. So after you download the app Flick, make sure you guys enter the group chat code Washington Football Talk so you guys can be entered in the group chat. See you guys over there at Flick. Peace.
Niggas try to play with my life, so I ended up. I had to show what was right before I send it up. My savages on his head, yeah, they drilling up. We spinning blocks 24/7, no, we never sleeping. Yeah, we always creeping forward, now I'm always tweaking. We in that fast lane, trying to get rich, it's not a secret. Drinking on this codeine, got my ass dreaming of what I'm real fresh, riding in the fucking Beamer though.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with yet another Washington football team video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about why Jack Del Rio, his play calling has been questionable and less aggressive since week 1. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, in this case our Washington football team. And let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, as you've seen, make sure you guys go into my Flick group chat. We could talk about the Washington football team during the game. You could predict the game, and we could just have fun throughout the games on each and every single game day. And even if not on game day, you still could chat with me and ask any questions that you have about the football team. But especially during game day and during the game, we could talk about the previous play. Ooh, did you just see that hit? Did you just see that pass? Or why is he throwing that? Why did he run right there? Stuff like that. It's just a fun group chat. So make sure you guys download Flick and join my group chat. Use code Washington Football Talk to enter the group chat. Now, with that out the way, let's get straight into today's video. So, Jack Del Rio, all off season, since we hired him, we found out that this guy was just a defensive coordinator, a magician. You know what I'm saying? He was known for turning around defenses such as the Broncos, such as the Panthers, and stuff like that. This is Ron Rivera's one of his great friends in the league, and we just thought we were in good hands. And not to say we're not in good hands, but since week 1, it just hasn't been the same. Now, a lot of people could mix that up with injuries and stuff like that to Matt Ioannidis, Chase Young just coming back. So I get that, and I understand. It's only week 5. But Jack Del Rio, his play calling has been questionable. You know what I'm saying? So we have to talk about it. These past couple weeks, the Washington football team has allowed 30 points in each and every single game. And that is not an elite defense. That's not even a good defense that you know put up that kind of numbers, or allow that kind of numbers, I should say. So what are the reasons for this poor performance by the team and by Jack Del Rio? Let's break it down. So number one, my personal number one reason for this and for the lack of success that Jack Del Rio has been doing, my opinion, I feel like it's 3 reasons. But number one, it has to be, maybe he just doesn't feel comfortable calling these plays and calling exotic plays because of the lack of talent that's on this team. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the front 7, we're really lacking talent everywhere else. The safety position, horrible. Troy Apke can't cover to save his life. Landon Collins, another guy, can't cover to save his life. It's starting to feel like the Josh Norman deal where he's robbing us of $85 million. Josh Norman robbed us of $75 million. Now Landon Collins is making us another lick and robbing us of $85 million. That's what it's seeming like. You know what I'm saying? Landon Collins is a great box safety, can make the tackles. Although he has been missing some tackles and taking bad angles, he's still a box safety. You know what I'm saying? So, safety position, horrible. Who else do we have to back up? A lot of people want to say Troy Apke, get him out of there, but it would be even worse with him out of there. You know what I'm saying? It would be way worse with Troy Apke out of there. Who we're going to have? Cameron Curl. A lot of people don't understand that Cameron Curl is a box safety. He's a nickel corner. He's not that fast. He can't cover the ground that Troy Apke can cover. Although Troy Apke is horrible, he runs a 4-3, and he could be over here, the ball's over there, and he can get over there or even save a touchdown. Cameron Curl back there, Deshazor Everett back there, they're not going to be able to save a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we lack. Let me see. We lack possession. We just lack talent all across the board. And that could be a main reason on why Jack Del Rio doesn't want to call the plays, or that's maybe could be a reason why he's off to a shaky start as the defensive coordinator. Another thing, outside of Kendall Fuller, who else do we have in that secondary? Now, Ronald Darby's been playing okay. You know what I'm saying? But who else do we have to really rely on? That's what I'm trying to say. Outside of Kendall Fuller in the front seven, if you want to add that, but I'm more specifically the front four. Who else do we have? You know what I'm saying? Matt Ioannidis was the one to hold that glue together, and the front four hasn't been the same. You know what I'm saying? Teams are starting to double team Chase Young. Who's going to be that next guy to win their one-on-one battle? Montez Sweat does it here and there, but we need it more consistently. Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen aren't Matt Ioannidis. Matt Ioannidis is the only defensive lineman on this team that can generate pressure from the interior on a consistent basis. So it's like maybe he just doesn't feel comfortable calling these kind of plays and dialing up all these exotic blitzes because of the lack of talent on here. The linebacker position, John Bostic is a liability in coverage. Gets toasted on every time he has to check a tight end. Just Sunday, he literally watched Jared Goff walk into the end zone, and I don't know what he was doing right there. He literally just watched Jared Goff, had a front row ticket to watch him walk right into that end zone. I don't know what was going through his head, but yeah, John Bostic, slow. Kevin Pierre-Louis has probably been our best linebacker, really, and that's saying a lot because Kevin Pierre-Louis hasn't been perfect. Sean Deion Hamilton's really been a disappointment. So it's like, what else do we have that's talented on this team besides Kendall Fuller, maybe Ronald Darby, and this front four? So that's reason number one. Maybe just because he doesn't feel comfortable calling these plays because he doesn't think that we can handle it because this team is really lacking talent. It really is. So the next number two on my list for the reason why Jack Del Rio may not feel comfortable. Number two on my list, why Jack Del Rio has been off to a shaky start as the defensive coordinator for this Washington football team, is maybe he's just getting out coached. Have you thought of it like that? Maybe he's just getting out coached. Maybe he is trying to dial up all these blitzes and it sure hell doesn't look like it, but maybe he's just trying to dial up all these blitzes. He's calling good plays and he's just getting out coached. That very well could be. Maybe week 5 he was getting out coached by Sean McVay. A lot of times, yeah, it's the 11 players on the field versus the 11 players on the field, but sometimes it's mano y mano. Defensive coordinator versus offensive coordinator, or in this case, defensive coordinator versus head coach. So maybe he's just getting out coached. And I wouldn't be surprised because these first 5 weeks, we've played some great play callers. Starting with Doug P. Doug Peterson, a lot of people don't like Doug Peterson, but he's a good play caller. Week 2, Cliff Kingsbury, a young, great offensive mind. Week 3, Kevin Stefanski, another great offensive mind. Week 4, Greg Roman, John Harbaugh. Greg Roman, more specifically, a great offensive mind. Then week 5, Sean McVay. We know him very well for being a great offensive mind in DC. And who does he have to back him up? Kevin O'Connell. So it's like maybe he's just getting out coached. And week 6 maybe could be our breakout game. Because now he's facing a guy that's known for special teams, and more specifically, I believe defense, if I'm not wrong. But he's a special teams coordinator from the Patriots and Joe Judge, and I think his strong suit outside of special teams obviously is defense. So maybe this is his first week where he can actually open up the playbook and don't feel like he's getting out coached. But you should never have that feeling. You should always be on your A game. So, like I said, maybe he's just getting out coached and he's off to a shaky start. It's only week 5, so hopefully he gets it right, not fast. Because slowly, the Cowboys, even though without Dak Prescott, if you still want to win this division, I don't know if he still want to win this division. They say they want to win this division, but the actions don't show. So if you still want to win this division, you gotta fix it fast. Because even without Dak Prescott, the Cowboys are still going to eventually run away with this division, in my opinion. And the last thing on my list, it kind of ties in with the first thing I said. maybe he just doesn't have confidence in his players. And I know that's not good to have when you're a coach and you're supposed to believe in your players, but sometimes you just gotta face the fact and face reality that these players can't play. Some of these players aren't built for your system. Some of these players are just not good. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just doesn't have confidence in to open up his playbook. You know how a lot of people want to talk about Scott Turner. And we're going to get to Scott Turner in a next video. But as of right now, we got to make this comparison, I guess you would say. Because maybe he just doesn't have confidence in his players. You know, like I said earlier, outside of the front four, Kendall Fuller and maybe Ronald Darby, who else do we have? Safety position is horrible. Linebacker position is horrible. When Kevin Pierre-Louis is your best linebacker, you know you're doing something wrong. But as always, man, I'm going to get out of here. Like, comment, subscribe, help to the Washington football team. And don't forget to enter my Flick group chat like I said. The link in the description, use code Washington Football Talk to enter the Flick group chat. I really want you guys to get in there so you can interact with me during the games. And even on days where we don't play, you still can interact with me. So make sure you guys enter the Flick group chat. Like, comment, subscribe, help to the Washington football team. I'm out. Peace.